Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
A military announcement stirs controversy for a Madison County publication. Also, an outreach to homeless veterans visits Farmington. Plus, prisoners of war and those missing in action will be honored Saturday. All of these stories, and will these nippy mornings stay with us?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins, and here are the top stories that we're working on for you at this hour. A Marines graduation announcement in the Madison County Crier is stirring up a lot of controversy in the county. The family of Caleb Killian submitted the announcement and his photo, which the publisher and editor Frances Madsen printed. But on the opposite side of the photo, she rewrote the announcement with the lead-in an alternate universe, the one many of us are dreaming of and working toward, this announcement might say. In a posting on the Crier's website, Madsen defends her editorializing by noting the Crier is, quoting now, alternative, meaning a different point of view, and using Killian's graduation as fodder for discussions about larger issues. If you'd like to read the article or view Madsen's response, you'll find the links by clicking on this story on our website, KDKZ18.com. Well, now Dustin Kopp is here with a look at that first forecast, and I love these early morning temperatures. Dustin?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. A nice day here in southeast Missouri. Cool temperatures this morning, but we saw a nice day. Currently here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are on the nice side. 69 in Ironton, 68 in Fredericktown, Piedmont and Poplar Bluff at 70, as well as in Van Buren, and 67 right now in Cape Girardeau. Going through the evening hours, clear skies, 67 degrees at 7 p.m., 62 by 9. By midnight, we'll see a temperature around 58. I'll give you more details on your forecast coming up later in your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast.
The John J. Pershing VA Medical Center is addressing the issue of homeless veterans through their Stand Down outreach events. The Farmington VA Clinic hosted a stand down on Tuesday. Spokesperson Paul Schuenberg tells 18 Eyewitness News that veterans who are helped by the program cover the gamut.
We actually have a veteran in the program now who is either, I think he's a Korean War veteran, he's in his late 70s, early 80s, all the way down to some of the younger veterans just returning home and getting out of the military. And
Paul tells us that there are any number of reasons why a veteran is living on the street.
Everything from losing a job to, and then, losing their home, divorce. There's always substance abuse issues, there's mental health issues, whatever the issues are.
Paul says the goal of the program is to get the homeless veterans into safe housing, address any physical or mental issues, and help them begin rebuilding their lives. Well, the Farmington VFW Post will hold their annual POW MIA ceremony this coming Saturday morning. Post Commander Bill Henson says the event honors prisoners of war and those missing in action.
We don't have any World War I veterans left, but from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
Henson says the ceremony brings together veterans with those considering military service.
We do our ceremony with the Farmington JROTC. They participate, and we also have guest speakers that come in to participate in the ceremony.
State Representative Linda Black will be among this year's guest speakers. The POW MIA ceremony will start Saturday morning at 10. One of the highlights at this weekend's Wayne County Fair is the Youth Hunting Dog Show Saturday morning. The event is sponsored by the newly formed Wayne County Sportsman Association. Event organizer Dan Ward tells 18 Eyewitness News that they'll start by assessing the dogs by breed.
We'll judge dogs in their respective breed categories, beagles, coonhounds, what have you. And then each winner from that group will compete against each other for best of show.
One of the goals of the Sportsmen's Association is to build a love of the outdoors in Wayne County youth. Dan tells us that's why the completion is focused with the kids.
The guys I hunt with, they're all afraid to show their dogs because they think it's a big deal, but it's just for the kids, and all the kids that show is going to get a ribbon, so it's just something to have fun with the kids.
There's no pre-registration. Kids can just bring their dogs in before the event starts Saturday morning at 11:30 at the fair. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, the Farmington Chamber of Commerce has a new website. That story is coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News. When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day with 90 days same as cash. Easy payment plans to fit your budget, no hassle leasing, and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customers, in Donovan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance, call 223-3200.
Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
The Farmington Chamber of Commerce is proud to announce their new website. Jessica Mill of the Chamber in Farmington encourages residents to visit growingfarmington.com.
It's a great way to stay interactive with your Farmington community, find chamber members, learn more about what we're doing, view our community calendar, and learn more about what it means to have the member advantage.
Jessica says the Chamber has incorporated some of the latest technology into their website.
We have a very interactive website, as well as a new feature for our members, sending text alerts for events and meetings as reminders. It's very helpful to them. So we have a lot of new and exciting things going on. Visit growingfarmington.com to find out more.
One event on the Chamber's calendar is Thursday's monthly membership meeting at the Centene Center, where Mayor Mitt Landrum will give a state of the city address. An Ellington man is dead following a collision between a motorcycle and a school bus Monday afternoon. Now, according to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, 30-year-old Michael Buford was traveling westbound on Route Y 2 miles west of Ellington when he crossed the center line and was struck by a school bus driven by Deanne Spencer. Buford was pronounced dead at the scene. There were no children on the school bus at the time of the accident. Poplar Bluff High School's former football coach will learn the date of his trial on burglary and stealing charges in 3 weeks. On Tuesday, Judge Michael Pritchett continued 39-year-old Shane Kirby's plea or trial setting until October the 9th. Now, Kirby is accused of taking $1,100 in checks and cash from a football fundraising account from August to October 2010. He's also charged with first-degree burglary for allegedly breaking into the home of a former girlfriend last June. Kirby is free on a $100,000 bond. Well, still to come on 18 Eyewitness News, if you hope to shed a few pounds, stay tuned. We'll show you how losing sleep may keep you from losing weight. It's coming up next in today's Your Health.
Nice weather is on the way for Thursday, and some showers and thunderstorms on the way for Friday. All those details coming up next in your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. A nice day here in southeast Missouri, and we've got one more day of nice weather before we start seeing some changes. Looking at our weather headlines throughout the area. Warm weather for your day on Thursday. That says Wednesday, but it should be Thursday. Sorry about that. Plenty of sunshine, and we're going to see isolated thunderstorms for Friday, and the weekend is looking nice. Here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are on the nice side. 70 degrees in Festus, St. Genevieve 68, as well as in Fredericktown, 69 in Ellington and Ironton. Piedmont and Poplar Bluff at 70 and 67 right now in Cape Girardeau. Currently here at the studio, we have a current temperature of 70 degrees under a sunny sky. Feels like 70 out there. Current dew point 45, 40% humidity and a south wind at 3 miles per hour. Going through the day tomorrow, we will see plenty of sunshine, nothing to complain about. However, we do have this cold front starting to make its way to our area. That'll be here for Friday. So for tonight, clear skies remain. 52 for your overnight low, 50 in St. Genevieve, Fredericktown at 48, 50 in Piedmont, Poplar Bluff at 49, as well as in Cape Girardeau. We'll see a temperature of 48 degrees. Then for tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, 80 degrees for your daytime high, southwest wind changing over to a northwest wind at 5 to 10, 76 in St. Genevieve, 78 in Fredericktown, down to the south in Piedmont, 80, 81 in Van Buren, and 82 in Poplar Bluff. The next several days are looking like this to southeast Missouri. On Friday, we will see those showers and thunderstorms, high of 70 degrees. On Saturday and Sunday, mid to upper 60s, plenty of sunshine. Then we're back into the 70s on Monday, low 70s that is, plenty of sunshine as well. But by Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see temperature around 80 degrees with more sunshine in the area. Now look at our weekend forecast here in southeast Missouri. As we get into the weekend, it's not going to be too bad except for those thunderstorms, but we will see a nice weekend though with temperatures in the 60s pretty much the entire weekend. Nothing too bad to complain about. That's check your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details located at KDKZ18.com. Just click on the weather tab. Fred, back to you.
Well, if you're like most people, you'd like to shed a few pounds. Each year, millions of Americans try to lose weight, but not all of them go about it the right way. Experts say if you plan to get to the gym more often, you need to get to bed on time. With more on how your sleep impacts your weight, here's Clark Powell.
2, 3.
The good news for Shelley Edwards is that the resolution she made months ago to lose weight is working. She shed about 100 pounds so far, but the challenge she faces now is one most of us face. Between children and chores, fixing meals and doing laundry, life is hectic, and sleep can be hard to come by.
Somewhere between 11:30 and 1 is bedtime, depending on what I have to get done and that, and then 6:30 rolls around and time to get up again.
And if there is one thing that can keep you from losing the weight you want, it's losing the sleep you need.
I think this is one of the big reasons we're seeing such a problem with obesity in this country.
Shirley Kendrick is a dietitian at Ohio State University Medical Center. When counseling her patients, she often learns that they are trading sleep for exercise, but that can be counterproductive, ruining not only your mood, but your diet.
When we're sleep deprived, there are hormonal changes in our body that lead to our craving more carbohydrate. And you know, if you're sleep deprived, not only are you going to be craving foods, particularly carbohydrates, but you're going to not feel like exercising.
What's worse is that a lack of sleep has been linked with the development of type 2 diabetes. So if you plan to lose weight in the new year, Kendrick says getting to bed is every bit as important as getting to the gym.
It's not just a matter of, you know, willpower. I can lose weight if I determine I'm going to do it by eating less and exercising more. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're not going to get the most out of your workouts.
At Ohio State University Medical Center, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Dr. Kindred says most adults need around 8 hours of sleep per night. Now, if you need to add more sleep, do it gradually. Go to bed 15 minutes earlier for a week and then add 15 minutes more the following week until you build up to a longer night's sleep. If you make sleep a priority in your weight loss plan, she says losing weight will be easier. Coming up in today's Your Life segment on 18 Eyewitness News, unraveling the mystery of why some kids do better in school than others. That's coming up on Focus on the Family.
I'm Stacy Johnson. You found a little extra money and now you'd like to pay down some debt. But should you pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first, or should you close a small account? Let's find out. That's just ahead on Money Talks News.
Your health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Back to school time is certainly here, and it's no secret that not every child excels in the classroom. But if your child is struggling, it could be that nobody's taken into account how he or she learns. Dr. Bill Meyer explains in today's Focus on the Family.
Our first son, Andrew, he learned very early and he learned visually. By the time he was 4, he could read Welcome to Kindergarten.
Like most parents with more than one child, Lynn recognized profound differences in the way her children learned. Her oldest son, Andrew, was a so-called visual learner.
Traditional schooling is most geared to the visual child. They love worksheets, they like the books, they don't mind sitting still.
That's why visual learners tend to excel in the classroom. Auditory learners, on the other hand, learn best when someone takes the time to explain things. That was Lynn's second son, Phil.
I could read an entire chapter and then there would be questions at the end and I wouldn't be able to get them. But when she would sit down and ask the questions at the end and just verbalize it with me, I could get them every single time.
The third category, kinesthetic learners, can pose the biggest challenge. Kinesthetic learning involves action, and these kids need a lot of it. That describes Lynn's third son, Daniel, who was homeschooled.
One of the teachers came to visit and we were doing homeschool. I think he was upside down on the couch reading a book, and she said he would be on Ritalin if he was in my classroom. You know, I was like, well, I'm glad he's not in your classroom because he's able to learn, but he won't learn well in a traditional way.
And you've always got those children who cannot sit still, need to learn by touching and doing and taking apart. And to make a child like that just sit still for hours and hours, I mean, you're just setting them up for frustration and the teacher for trauma. In a great classroom, teachers will adapt to those things.
If your child's not a visual learner, he's probably going to need some extra help at home. Either more verbal explanation for auditory learners or more hands-on instruction for the wiggly ones. For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
For more valuable information on life's issues, relationships, and family, visit KDKZ18.com and click on the Focus on the Family link under the Lifestyles menu. If you're like many people, you've got multiple debts, the car loan, the credit cards, maybe a mortgage. If you have extra cash, which is the best one to pay off? The answer might surprise you. Here's Money reporter Stacy Johnson.
If you're in debt, you're not alone. According to creditcards.com, the average household with credit card debt owes more than $15,000.
Paying off debt, super important. But when you find a little extra money and you want to use that money to destroy some debt, Which would you do? Would you pay off a small account even though it had a low interest rate, or would you apply that money to your highest interest rate debt even if it's a big account?
If you answered pay off a small account, you've got company. Closing small accounts makes you feel like you've accomplished something. Unfortunately, when it comes to the math, though, it's the wrong answer.
Well, certainly if consumers are allocating all of the money that they can to debt, then definitely the best thing to do is to always send that money towards the debt or the loan with the highest APR.
That's one of the authors of a recent study by Washington University. They found that although the math always favors paying high-interest debts first, people are highly likely to pay off smaller, low-interest accounts instead.
They call the tendency to do this debt account aversion. It's like a compulsion to pay off accounts. So should you always put money toward the highest interest rate first? The math says yes, but there's more than math here. There's also motivation.
If consumers find themselves not allocating enough money from spending to debt repayment, then to get more excited about the debt repayment process, they may want to let themselves close those accounts because it's better to pay down some debt than to pay down none.
Bottom line, paying your highest interest debt is best, but keeping yourself motivated is everything. I've got specific ideas to help you destroy debt. You can check them out right here at moneytalksnews.com. I'm Stacy Johnson.
Stacy's actually written the book on debt destruction. It's called Life or Debt, and you can find it at Amazon or the local library.
In sports, the Cards get a gutsy pitching performance out of Kyle Loesch. The Rams gain a wide receiver but lose an offensive lineman. And South Carolina coach Steve Spurrier says his starting quarterback will be ready for Mizzou on Saturday. All this coming up on sports next.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-7095. This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News.
With 15 games left in the regular season, the Cardinals needed a push in their bid to secure a playoff spot. Well, they got it from Kyle Loesch, their most consistent starter throughout this season. Loesch pitched 7 shutout innings, allowing 4 hits and striking out 5, leading the Cardinals to a 4-1 victory against the Astros last night. Now, the win moved the Cardinals to a 1.5-game lead over the Los Angeles Dodgers for the second wild card because the Dodgers were rained out in Washington. Reinstated after finishing his 4-week suspension, wide receiver Austin Pettis is back on the active roster for the Rams. Now, to make room for Pettis, rookie offensive guard Roquavis Watkins was placed on the injured reserve list with what the team has described as a significant ankle injury. Pettis served the first 2 games of his suspension for violating NFL policy on performance-enhancing substances at the end of last season and the first 2 games of this season. Pettis was among the Rams' top 4 wideouts throughout the preseason, so it'll be interesting to see if he steps right back into that role. At his weekly news conference, South Carolina coach Steve Spurrier said starting quarterback Connor Shaw is fine after his shoulder injury was aggravated last weekend. Spurrier added he expects Mizzou quarterback James Franklin to return after missing the Arizona State game with inflammation of his right throwing shoulder, which had been operated on this spring. Spurrier said Saturday's game pitting 7th-ranked South Carolina against the visiting Tigers was the crucial point for the Gamecocks. Quoting now, "If you want to win the division, which we think we have a chance to do, this is a very important game for us," end quote. And that's the day in sports. Fred and Dustin, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Darren, and we've seen a busy day of local news, weather, and sports. Before we go, let's take another look at our forecast for the next several days. We will see temperatures starting to warm up for tomorrow, 80 degrees for our daytime high, with mostly sunny skies. Then Friday, showers and thunderstorms, temperature around 70. We're going to see temperatures back in the 60s for the weekend, but warming back up next week. That does it for all of us here at the Dawkins Broadcast Group. The news doesn't stop here, though. Just go to KDKZ18.com for your latest news, weather, and sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. News Watch is next. We'll see you tomorrow morning, or excuse me, tonight rather, at 10 p.m. Have a good night, everybody.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Here's what's coming up tonight on KDKZ 18.